Previously on Blues and Bullets. Do I know you from someplace?
Me? No. But you do know my boss.
You should be rotting in jail.
Look, Ness. My granddaughter Sophia has been kidnapped.
And I thought I was the only one who still hated you after 20 years. What else have you got?
I don't give a damn what happens to me, Ness. You just save Sophia.
I'll do it. Not for you. For her. Carlo Boccarini. Biggest forger in Santa Esperanza.
Is that our man?
We have to find out who did this, and why. Let's go. You're Osmond Burke, right? Who wrote this note?
Nikolai Ivankov.
Calm down, Burke. You were going to meet up with him, right? It's going to be tonight.
Did they find those kids?
No. How do I look?
Like the invisible man in the movie. No one's gonna buy it.
I'm Osmond Burke, and I have an appointment with your boss.
Come inside if you like.
Strange tent for Christmas week.
Here, I'm waiting. Don't be shy. Tell your fortune, young man.
I don't think it'll be good, but go ahead.
Oh, I see success at work. Very soon, Probably the last in a long time.
That's enough for me. You just made my day.
In that case, I'd better not tell you how the affair with that married woman is going to go.
What? How do you know?
It's better if I don't tell you. And that's all we're going to talk for now. You may leave now. I feel someone is waiting for you.
Whoa, that was intense. Everyone's so excited about the new waterfront. It'll attract the tourists, it'll bring new life to Santa Esperanza. But if we don't get Capone, he'll make sure that it will only bring more death. Hank Sorensen?
Do I know you?
I've heard a lot about you and your establishment.
All good, I hope. The Tipsy Mermaid is famous for its hospitality, charm, and respect for the law.
You've nothing to worry about. I have other business to attend to.
If you need to wet your whistle while you take care of business, you know where to come. But make it quick. In less than 10 minutes, this place will be crawling with customers who are a lot less discerning than yourself.
If I'm gonna buy something, it better be something for Delphine or Claire. If I'm gonna buy something, it better be something for Delphine or Claire.
Merry Christmas, sir. Can I interest you in anything? I can see you're a man in love. You know what they say. If she's underneath it, she can't say no.
That's what I'm hoping.
Merry Christmas.
Hey there. Where'd this mistletoe pop up from?
For God's sake, Elliot, no. Especially not in public. Shall we walk?
I hope someday we can walk arm in arm.
Was it hard to get away?
Not really. I told Martha I had to check out a tip-off. In fact, it's true.
That's exactly what Jim told me. On Strawberry Avenue, right?
I left him in charge. It's a routine check. I'm sure it's nothing. At the most, some kind of abandoned bootleggers still. O'Reilly and DePietro were with him. Even Garrison joined them to stretch his legs and take a break from the leads in the accounting book.
Are you certain there's no danger?
Absolutely. You can always pick up some extra information, maybe a lead or two, but it's the dullest part of our work. Besides, I had to see you. These last months haven't been easy. We barely see each other. We're drifting apart, and I can't allow this to end badly.
And this is how you plan to prevent it? By forcing me to kiss you? This isn't right. If we go on, I'm gonna end up hating you. I think I already do, almost as much as I hate myself.
Delphine.
Goddamn fish!
Before, I had you as a way of escaping from Jim. But since you began this crusade against alcohol...
Against Capone.
Damn you to hell, Satan!
Ever since you dragged Jim into these untouchables of yours,
Jim Dockers is the best cop in Santa Esperanza, and the most
you
honest.
sent him out on a raid so you could see his wife, Elliot. How can you look him in the face after that?
I'll tear out your liver, you unholy abomination!
It's not his face I care about, Delphine.
When I'm with him, he only talks about you, and now you only talk about him?
It was you who...
You screwed everything up. Can't you see that?
I'll rip your scales out one by one, with my fucking teeth!
That wasn't my intention, Delphine. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be. There's nothing to be done. It's over, Elliot.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna cut you up and just chop you into little...
Will you shut up? We're having a conversation.
No, I'm not gonna shut up until I've landed that son of a bitch!
Do you want a Christmas punch in the square?
Come on.
I'm serious. When I cast the line, the hook got caught round the back in my pants.
No!
Just on the seam, you know where. Ripped it right open.
Tell me there was no one behind you.
Well, of course there was. The girl I was trying to impress. And her father, and the rest of her family. Imagine the scene. There I was, shorts on display.
What can I get for the happy couple?
2 glasses of Christmas punch, please.
Coming right up. With or without alcohol.
Without, please.
Well, of course. Besides, we don't serve alcohol here. No siree. At the Tipsy Mermaid, we have the greatest respect for the law.
I think Jim suspects something.
Yeah, when all's said and done, he is a cop.
Elliot, we have to stop seeing each other. It won't be such a big change. Really, I think it's best if we break it off. Jim needs me, your priority is your work, and I don't see any other way.
All I'm asking for is patience. I'm about to wipe out Capone. We got his accounting book. Garrison is sifting through it. As soon as he ties up a couple of loose ends, we can haul him in for tax evasion. Santa Esperanza will be free, and so will we.
What if it takes time to tie up those loose ends?
What's the difference? We agreed to carry on until Claire grew up, and that's still a long way off. Time's on our side, and then...
And then what? If you put Capone away, you'll find another crusade, another obsession, another reason nobody can get close to you. I don't know you anymore, Elliot. You really are untouchable. And I am Jim Docker's wife. Besides, if I want to study medicine, I'm gonna need time. I can't steal it from my family.
I know, and I support you, but...
2 glasses of Christmas punch for the happy couple. The fuzz really screwed up this time, huh?
What do you mean?
Can't you hear the sirens? On the radio, they're saying 4 cops got pumped full of lead. Not that I'm glad to hear it, of course.
Where?
On Strawberry Avenue, I think.
No, 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 no! Jim!
Wait!
What?
We can't show up together. I'll see you later.
Oh my god. Jim!
Looks like someone said something they shouldn't have.
Whiskey. A bottle. Now.
We don't serve alcohol here, sir. At the Tipsy Mermaid, we have the greatest respect for the law.
You took delivery of 12 cases on Wednesday night. Bring me a bottle, or I'll make sure you rot in jail for the rest of your sorry little life.
1 bottle of whiskey coming right up.
Garrison. O'Reilly. DePietro. Dockers. Garrison. O'Reilly. DePietro. Dockers.
fucking Negro.
Theseus is my bodyguard, and he's a good one. I always choose the best. Especially when I'm traveling with a heavy load.
Jesus Christ, Burke. You're a mess. I'm delighted I finally get to meet the star of the newsreels. Although I won't be able to say I saw your face. Will you be like that for long?
The doctor says I'll be able to go out without bandages in a month or so.
He does? I thought these things took longer. Luckily he didn't have to reconstruct your cock, huh? Really, the dog's life, Burke. The life of a fucking dog. Politicians steal, judges are crooked, storekeepers overcharge you. Do they have to change their faces? No. These are honorable members of society. Unbelievable. Christ, you can't even feel secure in your own face. The dog's life, being a criminal. You know what I'd like to be? A boxer. I had promised, but what the hell is that? That is my bodyguard. But he knows how to keep his mouth shut.
Forgive Theseus, but you won't deny that your man is spectacular, to say the least.
Ah, a grateful customer. Boccherini and I... By the way, he gave you your new papers, didn't he?
Yes, I got them from him last night, over dinner.
Over dinner? At home? He never used to let forged papers anywhere near his house. That old bastard is so decrepit, he can't even control his farting.
I don't know if it's his age or what it is, but I don't think he's at his best. In any case, he came up with the goods, and I have my papers.
Right. This way.
Bluffing again.
Son of a bitch.
It's called a poker face, you amateurs.
Well. Here we are. I admire you. You got balls on you, like two left hooks. A chick turns you down, you fuck her anyway. Your family turns you in. So, second smiles all round. Your face on the front pages, you get yourself a new one.
I can't let anyone or anything endanger my business.
No two ways about it. It's a fucking business. The American dream has no morality. It is all ruthless capitalism, nah?
You said it.
Why is that piece of shit laughing?
Theseus.
Ah, you'll find a good beating does the trick. Wait. I know that face from somewhere.
You do?
Yes. Where the hell do I know it from? Ah, doesn't matter. I don't spend much time with living Negroes. So, you come to me from Vermont to spend $1 million fucking dollars on such unique merchandise. Why? What are you going to do with it? You got me intrigued, you know.
Well, the fact is that I want to, I want you to help me rethink the way I do business. A new direction that's more, bang.
You want it for a bang? Well, it's your money. And who am I to stick my nose in your bangs? By the way,
What? You think I'd fall for that?
Son of a bitch!
bring it. Of all the men I have on Alligator 3, only he dares to touch it. The rest are terrified. Bunch of faggots.
That's just what I wanted to ask you about. Your bodyguard. What extra protection does he offer you? And against what?
Sly as a fox. The best thing about him is he isn't human. Well, he's human, but you understand me. I don't believe he can think or feel. If the latest rumors are true, it'll do me no harm to have him close by. He's back.
Of course. Capone. Are you serious? You think he's a threat?
Oh, you don't know him.
He's been in jail for 20 years. He must be ruined.
He's Al Capone. He may not have much left, but he'll have something. He's like a retired boxer. All the technique, no reflexes. If he catches you off guard, you're dead meat. Stay on guard, and you'll take him out before he even sees you. And I think he's coming after me.
I know there's more. Spill.
You know? Did Boccarini tell you?
He told me. Is she here?
Boss. Here? No. Yes. We emptied the cargo zone. Just...
The cargo zone? The cargo zone? Ah, Boccarini mentioned something.
So you had dinner last night with Boccarini?
Yes.
Of course, he probably cooked you his specialty.
Lasagna. Delicious. He didn't tell me it was a specialty, but I've no doubt it was.
Da. So, do you have the false papers he gave you? Just that with all this talk of him getting old, I'd like to see if he's lost his touch.
Don't worry about that. I checked them thoroughly, and they're absolutely perfect. He's still on good form.
I see. This just confirms my suspicions. You know, I fear you may have been robbed. It turns out they just found a body in a nice part of town. A recent suicide, it would seem. Apparently he jumped from a high place. They landed feet first, and his thigh bones burst his lungs. But the face was intact. Well, that's a figure of speech. He had recently been operated on. And, to get back to the subject, in his pocket, he had the papers Boccherini gave to you.
Milton!
Don't let them get close to me!
Where's Simon gone?
Milton, the door.
At your command, Mr. Nix.
Come on.
It's a pleasure to be me again.
Shut the hot cheese!
We have to get him and have a little chat.
Protect Ivanhoe! Don't let them get to the boss!
So, everything's gonna work out fine, huh?
If someone hadn't thrown someone off the side of a Zeppelin...
Well, Alphonse gets some crazy notions.
Alphonse. How about grabbing a gun and helping me?
I don't like shooting. I prefer the human touch.
Why did Capone send me a bodyguard who won't shoot?
I'm not your bodyguard, Ness. I'm here to watch you. They're heading for the machine room!
There's only two of them, for God's sake!
I'll take the Negro!
Start the immersion and activate the alarm!
I want the secret
Of what?
of your blueberry pie!
In your dreams!
Okay, we've got a way out.
You can drive that thing?
I'll have to.
Let's go.
Not yet. Ivankov mentioned the cargo zone when I tried to get information about the girl. I have to investigate.
All yours. I'll stand guard.
Without a gun?
I always carry one.
No.
I prefer not to use it unless I have to.
They could have killed us.
But they didn't. You should be proud of yourself, not mad at me.
You're not going to help me?
No.
No?
I'm not a detective, and there's too much blood in this tragedy to put it down.
You want blood? I promise you, we've got oceans of it right here. And unlike the blood in your Shakespeare, this is real.
Yet another reason.
Why don't you like shooting?
I did it once. I wasn't good at it. Never again.
Based on what I got out of Ivankov and these pieces of evidence, I guess he's a human trafficker. Is there evidence that proves Ivankov was trafficking in humans? I think they tried to clean up urine stains with some kind of powerful cleaning product made with ammonia. The marks seem to have been made by teeth, although I can't be sure. Animal fur. Bullet casings. They probably shot at whatever was in the cage. Just a number. They invented these less than 20 years ago to make life easier for lumberjacks. I wonder how long it was before the mob was using them for their own ends. This is fresh blood, not more than a day old. Dried blood. Been there a while. Marks left by the chainsaw, no doubt. cross painted by hand in blood. Was it the prisoner's own hand and their own blood? Sickening smell, revolting stains. This was a toilet for whoever was locked up here. The diameter of these shackles is pretty conclusive. Wrists or ankles. There's still some water and the food hasn't dried out completely. This cage was occupied recently. I think it says Abdelkader, the owner of the biggest prostitution ring in Santa Esperanza. 3 Ks. Holy Christ. Jesus. A bucket that contained excrement, recent traces of food and drill metal. Shackles the right size for wrists, no doubt about it. There were people in these cages. The size of the shackles, the troughs for food and drink, and the buckets for waste prove it. Can I prove that the people held here were sold? Cages that likely house dogs. A metal table. The cages are labeled with letters, human bodies. They're still damp. Quite the contrast with the rest of the room. I'd almost say it was cleaner than my shower at home. Damn, where's the key? Could this be Sofia Capone? In any case, it seems that someone paid an extremely high price. Specific orders. Short, red-haired adolescent. Middle-aged white man. Young Negro girl. Looks like Ivankov was paid for some of them, but some were rejected. I wonder how many death sentences came out of this thing. That's the name Sophia's kidnapper used to pass himself off as her uncle when he took her from the school. We owe this beautiful work of forgery to the talent of Carlo Boccherini. May he rest in peace. A receipt from the most expensive children's clothes store in Santa Esperanza, issued yesterday. Kulikov, the most versatile vodka in the world. No doubt about it. Ivankov likes boxing. I knew it. Ha! According to Ivankov's register, not only the labels on the cages could refer to the customers who buy human merchandise from Ivankov. I base this assumption on the register, in which some of the pieces are marked as acceptable and paid for, and others are not. What does he do with the ones that are rejected? A metal table on which bodies were human bodies. Towels that are still damp. Children's shampoo. Cages that likely house dogs. Human bodies. Dismembered. A metal table on which So you have a sweet tooth?
Yeah.
And that's why they called you the Sugar Kid?
All right. What do you want to know?
How did you survive on Gore Island?
Alphonse. When I arrived, he was still in his prime, and he ruled the roost. He protected me until, years later, I had to protect him. You satisfied? Anything else?
Why did you shoot those people?
The white guy's friends follow the black guy who accidentally killed him. They're 20 at least. They start insulting him. The black guy takes it. After the insults, the spitting starts. The black guy takes it. The shoving. Black guy takes it. Kick from the back. The black guy takes it. Another and another. Black guy turns and fights back. And the mob going by the minute falls on him. Someone fires a shot in the air. Everyone backs off. That someone is the dead guy's brother. He sticks a gun in the black guy's face, but the black guy's quicker. He grabs the gun, shoots him in the chest. While the crowd runs, the black guy empties the gun, not pausing to take aim. 1 dead, 4 wounded, 13 years. Reduced due to temporary insanity. You satisfied? Anything else?
I'm sorry about Billy Johnson.
I don't know how it happened. I didn't mean to hit him so hard. Well, I did, but you catch my drift. First of all, I should have been letting him beat me. The fight was fixed. But I wasn't in the mood, and I took it out on poor Billy. A white boy who probably had no idea was rigged. There you are. Now you know who I am. So, what's the secret ingredient?
The deal was that you would tell me who you are, and I found it out for myself.
You win, my friend. For now.
Bingo. The giant container has been used to hold children. Was Sophia Capone held in the container? Boy's underwear. Dirty. Doesn't look like the dress Capone said Sophia was wearing.
Well, Sophia was wearing a blue dress with flowers that I personally ordered for her from Italy. And she was also wearing white ballet shoes with daisies embroidered on them.
These prisoners were treated reasonably well, all things considered. No adult could sleep here. What do you have to do to a child before they draw something like that? A girl's shoe identical to the one the children's shampoo. The forgeries belonging to Sophia Capone. A shoe identical to the one described by Capone, and the documents used by the person pretending to be Sophia's uncle make it certain that she was held here. Sophia Capone was here, but did she get out? A metal table, human body, children's shampoo, towels that someone paid a lot of money. A hefty receipt. Someone paid a lot of money for a piece. According to the register, Ivankov was paid for Sophia, which means she was handed over to his customer. Sophia Capone got out of here, but did she get out alive? A metal table on which bodies were mutilated recently. Human bodies, dismembered and piled up. Towels that are still damp. A hefty receipt for children's clothes. Children's shampoo. Children's shampoo. A hefty receipt for human towels that are still damp. The damp towels, the children's shampoo, and the receipt from the children's clothes shop indicate that they washed and dressed the children before taking them away. I strongly doubt that they washed them just to kill them, so there is reason to believe that Sophia Capone is still alive. My God, what is this? Bloodstains trampled by the bare feet of at least 4 different people. Bloody paw prints, made by dogs most likely. The boots that left these prints were fairly new, to judge by the clean outline of the sole. Looks like a scoreboard. Some of the competitors have letters and a number, but towards the end there are others that only have a number. Ivankov said he dreamt of becoming a boxer. Did his dreams come true down here? There's more than blood on here. There's chunks of brain. The leather's ripped, torn by teeth. Chewed and stained with blood and human bodies. A scoreboard, like a knockout tournament, with all the pieces that are rejected by his customers. Ivankov organizes fights, probably to the death, Between prisoners, and between prisoners and dogs. Maybe even between prisoners and his own men. What is the fate of those that lose? Human bodies. Just a metal table on which bodies were mutilated. It seems clear that those that lose in combat are hacked to pieces. Some of them, while they're still alive. I'd say they're then thrown into the water, but there's no proof. We're done here. Let's go.
Already? I thought I'd have time to finish Act 4.
Are you doubting my efficiency as a detective?
That would depend on the quality of your conclusions.
Ivankov is a human trafficker. He has various customers who make specific requests. Slavers, imps, God knows what else. He kidnaps them and puts them in these cages, shackling them and feeding them like animals until he's ready to complete the order. When he has enough, or maybe when the designated day comes around, his customer comes here and decides which of his catches are satisfactory and which are not. What does he do with the rejects? For many people, this would be a problem, but not for Ivankov. Like a true boxing fan, he organizes fights between the failed candidates. Bloody tournaments, possibly to the death. I'm sure his men place bets, and that the whole sick spectacle, like the Roman circus, helps keep morale high. But, as in the circus, it's not just people that fight. There are animals too. In these cages, Ivankov kept dogs. He forces the survivors to fight them, wearing boxing gloves, until the dogs tear them apart. And if anyone survives, Ivankov's own men finish the job. This leads us to the next problem. What does Ivankov do with the bodies? Easy. He cuts them up on this table, one by one, alive even, if they had the bad luck not to die in the arena. And then, I don't know, maybe he throws them overboard, but that's always risky. Maybe if we interrogate him when he wakes up, he can tell us more. But that's not what really interests us. What really interests us is what's inside, or what was inside this container. In recent weeks, Ivankov has kidnapped 9 children for an anonymous client who pays him a fortune for each one of them. The most expensive item of all has been given the initials SC, our Sophia, as proved by one of her shoes, which I found in there. Today, or possibly last night, the customer took delivery of the children and paid in full. Before this, Ivankov bought them new clothes and gave them a shower. Why would he do that? Is it to sell them into adoption in wealthy families? I very much doubt it, but I can't figure out another reason. What I do think is that his client doesn't want to leave loose ends. I think he forced him to get rid of the rest of his prisoners. This is why they organized fights yesterday, dismembered the combatants, and even killed all the dogs.
Are you joking?
No.
Oh, man. Let's take this piece of shit to Capone.
What?
They're old friends. I'm sure Alphonse will be happy to.
Out of the question. You saw what he did to Burke. You want him to do it again? Want us to lose another witness? Christ, 20 years ago, I let a child murderer slip through my fingers. I won't let that happen again. What if the 2 cases are related?
Not gonna persuade you, am I?
No.
Okay.
Wake up, Elliot.
Are we there?
No, still a ways to go. But from here we have to go on foot.
We've been in the car for 2 hours. You going to tell me why we're here?
Because we need to get there.
Come on, Jim.
Be patient. I told you it's a surprise. I want you to find out for yourself. Or don't you like surprises?
I like him. Who doesn't? But what kind of surprise requires you to carry a gun?
Name me one thing you can do in Santa Esperanza without carrying a gun.
Touché.
Do as I say and you'll see. Take it from Jim Dockers.
Because you're my friend, right?
Don't let your guard down. Have you heard of the Voduna cult?
You mean voodoo? Dolls and needles?
Yes and no. It's different varieties of the same thing. The Vodun religion from East Africa. In Cuba, they call it Vodou. In Haiti, it's voodoo. Santa Esperanza had its own version. A little community that lived in these woods, no more than 200 people, I reckon.
Had?
Right. They say practically all of them died. A sort of civil war sparked up by betrayal. Betrayal between friends.
Really? What kind of betrayal?
The Vodunas place particular importance on a person's name. They chose a name for themselves when they reached adulthood, and they only revealed it to their partners and their descendants.
Is that so?
It is. Legend says that while he was out hunting with his right-hand man, the chief of the Vodunas was attacked by...
Not such a dumb idea. I wish no one knew my name.
Well, for the Vodunas, it wasn't that simple. Ah, shit. Help me with this, Elliot. One, two, three. They had different names for day-to-day use. Nicknames similar to Indian names. Come on. Anyway, while he was out hunting, the chief of the tribe was attacked by a bear.
A bear?